Fantasy Football Universe. I am SC Romero with my co-host, the Dynasty Dog himself, Mike Anthony. How are you doing today, Mike?
Good, good. I'm just ready for the season to get here. We're in the dog days of summer where we're getting so close, but we're not there just yet.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And today's episode, we're gonna talk about the preseason. The Chargers, came in and kicked butt. We're not gonna talk about the quarterback that did that, but we're gonna talk about some of the preseason games, and we're gonna do a mock draft for y'all today on today's FFU roundtable right after the intro.
Fantasy football minds don't compromise. They got the knowledge you crave. Expert advice. Hard hitting insight gonna make you win. Listen up closely, let the games begin. Top pick sleepers every week I spin. The FF universe here to help you win. The fantasy football universe.
Mike Anthony, how are you doing today, sir?
Doing good, doing good. Just ready to. This is my first attempt at redraft for the off season.
Yes, sir.
I've cut down my redraft leagues. I'm only in one now. It's a home league. It's also non PPR, which is the most disturbing fact of them all. Very old school. My friend refuses to change it. Super frustrating. But yeah, this is this is good to get back to my roots here. Get back into the old ways of the the old gods and the new, as Game of Thrones would say.
There you go. No, I love it, man. I agree with you with the redraft. I'm in shoot, just really my home league as well that I could think of. I have a guillotine league, but it's not standard redraft, right? Because you lose every week, kind of stuff. So yeah, just my home league as well. So that's why we're doing today's show, because it is type of a home league style format. We're doing a single QB, half PPR, 12-team league. So for all those people that wait till preseason week 3, week 4 to do those drafts, this one's for you, because we're definitely gonna dive into player values and where they're at. Jamie, what's up, my guy? Always a pleasure having you in. Shout out FF
Yes,
Mad
sir.
Dog, reposting our stream as well. Make sure you subscribe to the Fantasy Football YouTube channel. We're trying to get to 700 right here before the season officially kicks off. Help us grow, pass it on to your friends, family. We're here for y'all to answer all y'all's questions. But Mike, speaking of that, before we get into our draft, preseason did happen, and the Chargers played Detroit Lions. Were you able to catch that game?
Yeah, I watched the first up until the first half, and then I kind of started playing Madden because I really wanted to get it. I don't know what happened. I was like, you know what? I just want to drop bombs. Like, that's all.
There you go.
But yeah, it was if anything happens to Jared Goff, the Lions are fucked. Basically, is what I learned from this entire that entire game. But the Chargers have a little bit of some decent. How do I say this? Decent backups in the works right now.
Okay.
It seems like.
I mean, are you sold on Trey Lance after that? It's like, would you say,
No.
oh, I need to go get him as a handcuff to Justin Herbert, or you just it was preseason, so you're not that dialed in as far
I'm
as
not that dialed in, but I mean, if he's on your waivers, obviously in deeper fantasy leagues, it's not a bad option to pick him up because quarterback injuries happen all the time, right?
for sure.
So it's definitely something you could do. I was more interested in the backup running back situation for the Chargers with Amari and Hampton. You have Najee Harris, who's walking around like Patchy the Pirate from Dodgeball right now. So that's going to be interesting to see. So Vidal looked all right again. I've been a big Vidal stan for a while now.
Right.
They signed, who was it? The dude for Naeem Hines, if I'm not mistaken, a few days ago. And then he played last night. So that running back rotation is going to be very interesting, especially with if and when Najee Harris comes back. So I was interested to see that. And Lambert Smith showed out. I want to dive into the game film a little bit to see what Trey Harris looked like. He only had maybe 1 or 2 targets that I can remember, but he did play a decent amount of the game. So I want to dive deeper into that.
For sure. Nah, Lambert Smith someone because I think in dynasty leagues that's a wide receiver you could definitely pick up because you have that McConkey, and then reality is the wide receiver is kind of wide open. We don't know who it could be. Obviously, Trey Harris has the capital, but Lambert Smith looked great. Could be potentially one of their guys there as well. And then you can factor in some of their tight ends that they have as well. Shout out Mad Dogs joining in on the channel. Shout out Dustin here joining in as well, man. Check out the Devi Dojo. Dustin and Chris are over there killing the Devi Dojo. Great show to keep an eye on as well. Lambert Smith, I think is a deep dynasty buy. I think you could go get him on the low, possibly a waiver ad as well. Because if Harris goes down, McConkey goes down again, wide open room, and he looked good, and I think he was underrated value or during the draft process. A lot of people weren't paying attention to him, but I think you could definitely go out there and get him. Kamani Vidal, it's kind of what we wanted, right? He had 2 touchdowns. We wanted to see this kind of bowling ball type of runner that we knew he was. So hopefully he gets some opportunities. Yeah, I mean, he was one of our guys, last year as well. So it'll be great to see what he can do there. Sean Haskins, someone that I think is not getting the love he kind of deserves to. He's a good running back as well. Trey Lance, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns. I saw a tweet that someone said it's great that he has a coach that looks like he just wants him to believe in himself and kind of energize him on the sideline as well. Because it's his sideline, you saw Harbaugh kind of pump him up and say, like, you got this, let us do this. And it was very exciting to see.
The hell out of him, too. I was like, if that was me, I'd be like,
yeah,
you need to stop doing that.
Right.
It's not throwing shoulder, you're smacking.
Right. Gets injured just because of that. No, for sure. But you love to see it because it does feel like the past 2 coaches he had didn't really believe in it. Sometimes that guy needs that quarterback to give him that confidence back. It looks like he may gain it. It's just go out there and play ball, man. And we kind of saw Trey Lance do that as well. Dustin comes out here and says, feels like there have been a few underrated wide receivers balking out in the league right now. Yeah, 100%. And we'll get into some of them probably during this draft as we do a redraft here in a little bit, just a mock draft. Again, single QB, half PPR for everyone watching in. But yeah, I'm excited to see. Is there anyone specifically as far as a rookie that you're excited to see during the preseason right now?
Yeah, there's a ton. Obviously, I wanted to see Omarion Hampton this past week. He had that outside run play in the goal line that I wish he would have taken upfield, but he followed his blocks. Lambert Smith missed a block on that play. I'm trying to think of who else off the top of my head. Obviously, Dylan Sampson is a very interesting one. He was the second back taken by the Cleveland Browns. Right. With the Quinshon Judkins news going on right now, that whole Jerome Ford versus him thing is going to be super interesting to see. Again, sticking with them, Harold Fannin Jr., they said that they're putting a lot on his plate right now and that he's answering the challenge. So it's going to be interesting to see how they deploy him if he gets any opportunities. So it's very interesting to see what a lot of these rookies are going to do. Is there anyone that, you're watching?
When it comes to the rookies, I'm excited to see Will Howard. With Aaron Rodgers there, Will Howard going out there could definitely be a sneaky buy if you want as well. Just because he may get the opportunity. Mason Rudolph is the clear 2, I think, right now. But Will Howard again, possibly a waiver buy or low Devi buy or low. It's not Devi. Excuse me, getting confused with my show.
You're getting way too excited with the right now.
But getting opportunity if Mason Rudolph doesn't show out, they move to Will Howard. I think you could definitely buy that, especially with the way they're kind of reshaping their offense as a whole as well. You think about some wide receivers that you might want to see, Jaden Higgins or even Jalen Noel in Houston. What's that going to look like, especially because they have Nico Collins, Dalton Schultz, and Christian Kirk, all veterans that have proven something in the NFL. So having these 2 exciting rookies come in, how are they going to factor into the offense? Are they going to make plays specifically designed for Jalen Noel? Is Jaden Higgins going to be their stretch kind of wide receiver like he was at Iowa State? Or is he going to be used in a slot format and go up the middle and things of that nature as well? So exciting things. Brought up Harold Fallon. I think that one's a great one as well.
Kyle Williams. Another one. Nino was talking about him on the last episode, how he's looked hot out of the gate, like starting practices, and then kind of slows down towards the end. It's going to be really interesting to see what actually, in general, the Patriots wide receivers look like in preseason, because they have a lot of guys, but not a lot of guys, if that makes sense, because they have like 17 wide receivers, but maybe 2 of them are doing anything in regards to fantasy points right now.
Right. Buy Stephon Diggs. That's what I'll say on that. Stephon Diggs is going to be the guy for Drake May this year.
And you might as well just go cheaper and get Hunter Henry too.
I mean, I would if you're in tight end premiums, Hunter Henry's probably one of the best tight ends you could buy on a discount. I feel like because he's just always you just never like him, but yet if he's healthy, he's doing good, and he proved he can be one of May's favorite targets. Dustin says felt like Amarian had a good learning opportunity in that play in the college to beat DBs. Interception, he's NFL. That's a tackle. They'll have watching him that whole week in the film room. Yeah, for sure.
Rocky Sin made a really nice tackle on that play too. It ain't easy bringing down those 220 plus backs, and he made a nice tackle. But I agree with Dustin on that.
Kenneth comes in and says Noel so nice his current price. Hey, this is the opportunity to buy those rookies before they start showing out in the preseason and before they're too high at this point as well. And then likes Henry at his price as well. Ertz of this year, next see what should be solid. He's talking about Henry, I do believe. Yeah, he's gonna be nice. Mm-hmm. I agree. So Mike, we had this mock draft. We're gonna go ahead and get into it. So there's a 12 team, a 14 round mock again, single QB, half PPR. I figure most home leagues are single QBs, at least mine.
Probably, especially in redraft, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. If I did a super flex in my home league, I don't think my family would understand or how to build on that again. The two QBs, like I'd end up with Jaden Daniels and Josh Allen or something like that. But so single QB, we're gonna do that here. Let's go ahead and switch up the camera here for us. That way we can bring this in as well. Mike, we're gonna start off, and you picked the 102, so we'll go ahead. It is gonna be a bunch of autos here, but we're gonna see what happens here with the 102. We'll start the mock. Jefferson.
COQB. Yeah. That's kind of interesting.
COQB, it does rise the value up. So, Bobby, I think that leaves you with, Chase there.
Yeah, it does. With half PPR, though, I'm almost tempted to go running back as well, just because of, especially with a guy at, you know what? I'm going to go with, my hot take for the season is that he ends up breaking a record this year. I'm going to take Bijan Robinson at the 1-2 because I think that's also more of a possibility at that spot. So I don't know. I'm a big Bijan Robinson believer this season. Chase probably is the right answer, but I'm betting on the fact that yes, he's going to get a lot of receptions this year, half point PPR, and then he's also going to run the ball a damn lot. Still probably over 22 carries a game. So I'm all in.
I love that with Chase. You brought up the half PPR, and Bijan Robinson could also get you some receptions there as well. So I do like that. I think I gotta go Gibbs here, just because I think that's gonna be something where they kind of do some big things for him as well. This could be interesting. We have our guy Tom Harvey on. He's the co-host for me on Debbie Degens on Monday nights. Make sure y'all tune into that. Knows his stuff about college football, but he chose Derrick Henry, so we'll see how much pro football knowledge he has there. No, I'm just kidding, Tommy. I know you're watching here. But let's go in. Jamar Gibbs, Bucky just went. Bucky's a great one.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm buying in on him right now. I think you could buy into Christian McCaffrey. I think this is a guy, again, if he's healthy, he's a solid one. And the wide receiver core in San Fran is a little banged up. So I absolutely love the idea of CMC having a fantastic year.
This is a little tough. I tend to, in one quarterback leagues, I like to tend to put a stamp on my quarterback position. So I'm going to go with Lamar here.
Okay.
Just continuing to build around him and him with the rushing upside. I think you can't really go wrong. That quickly got back to me because I forgot we are on a lot of autos here.
I love the Lamar pick, though. Definitely a solid QB in any kind of format. Will be one of your top ones.
So I'm kind of stuck here between two wide receivers, and it's a my guy. Actually, yeah, one's a my guy. One was a dynasty buy for me this week as well. So I'm judging back and forth. I got to get my dynasty brain out of it a little bit. I'm going to go with Garrett Wilson.
It's hard doing the dynasty all season, then you get into redraft. You're like, wait, I gotta get these formats here. While I'm thinking about my next pick, Kenneth does ask, what do y'all think about Lambert Smith? Any chance he actually gets playing time during the regular season? Michael, have you answered that?
If he continues to ball out the way he had in that first week, obviously the Hall of Fame game is kind of like it's not the best preseason game to watch, to be honest with you. So that's going to be something you should keep in mind. He has been balling out in camp too. So there is an opportunity. He has a chance to make some noise in the regular season. But again, you have Ladd McConkey, you have Trey Harris, you have Will Dissly also showed some things. You have Rondé Gatskin that we're hoping for. You have Amari and Hampton as allegedly the starting running back right now. So for him to really have any kind of like redraft success, regular season success, right this, to bet on that right now, I think is a little foolhardy, unfortunately. Maybe towards the middle of the season, you might start seeing him more, especially if Quentin Johnson has feet like hands or hands like feet. So I think that's the only way you start to see him more.
100%. I'm going to go ahead. My time's about to run out here. I was between Brees Hall and Marvin Harrison. I'm buying in on Marvin Harrison all I can. I'll talk about some trades I did, but Marvin Harrison on this one. Larry Smith, definitely a taxi buy. In redraft, I'm not really targeting him, but in Dynasty, definitely a taxi addition, I feel like, for you to have there as well.
And we got Dynasty Superflex win now. Would you send Chris Olave and ETN for Kyron? To be honest, like in theory, that sounds about right. And I think that's a decent price for Kyron. But to be honest, I think I'd rather hold Olave at this point. Kyron, I'm getting bad vibes about Kyron right now. I've seen some things where Jarquez Hunter's running with the ones again. It's still super early in training camp. We're not even out of week 1 of preseason. The problem with Kyron is he put the ball on the ground a lot last year, especially in that playoff game against the Eagles. He had, I think, a fumble against the Eagles in the regular season. 6 fumbles in total between the 2 playoffs and regular season. I'm just a little weary of him right now. And the fact they keep bringing in running backs every single year, it seems like I'm a little hesitant for him.
That's fair. I think Kyron's a interesting buy. I don't know if I will give up that much. I like ETN this year. I know they brought in Basil Tootin. I know they have
Tank Bigsby. It's a weird way to say Tank Bigsby. Yeah, exactly.
Tank Bigsby. And then they also have, LaQuint Allen, who was really nice as well. Before I continue speaking about this, I'm going to go ahead and take Kenneth Walker here. But I do think ETN, he was banged up with a shoulder injury last year. And I think he still has the opportunity and the playmaking skills to be an impactful guy, especially in the Liam Cohen type of offense. So Kyron, I'm not worried about the competition, but I just think if Olave and ETN are healthy, you get up to potential RB1 and a wide receiver 1 in that sense for a guy that has more competition that he should win. I think they're preparing if he got hurt because he has gotten hurt in the past. So I don't know if I would take this. I wouldn't say this is a win now move. I would try to see what else you can get on top of Kyron. I know he had a top 10 season, but they definitely brought in help, as Mike was saying there as well. Kenneth Walker, I bought into him just because he's in a Kubiak type of offense. He's going to be their guy if he's healthy. So I think he can get some good work there as well.
Yeah, for sure. And then I took James Conner at the end of the 4th there, I believe it was. Yeah, in the end of the 4th. I'm a real big believer in James Conner. I'm a little lower on Trey Benson. I know people are starting to get a little hype on him. The fact that they gave James Conner a contract in the middle of the season leads me to believe that they think that he could give them another year or 2 of solid productivity where they might not think Benson's just about ready to take over that backfield. So I think James Conner is a really nice redraft and maybe a year or 2 window buy for Dynasty as well.
For sure. You followed up with RJ Harvey.
Oh, for sure. Always. Listen, I've been fighting the good fight of J.K. Dobbins versus RJ Harvey for quite some time now. If you want to believe in J.K. Dobbins, go right ahead, right? If you want to believe that a dude that has never played a full season of NFL football, he's played the same amount of full seasons of NFL football that RJ Harvey has played and a full NFL seasons of football. So it just hasn't happened. I can't buy in. I think RJ Harvey, it might be, a 55-45 type split. Who knows who's going to get what in the beginning. But RJ Harvey's the home run hitter. He's the pass catching back. That's who I want on my rosters.
Fair. I love it. I'm going to take Kelsey here. Kelsey's
about right.
I think Kelsey's in for a long season. I think he's ready to put in the work and show why he's a top tight end. He didn't really make a drastic drop. He wasn't tight end one, but he was still tight end 5 or 6. So I just think this is a year where it just seems like a cheap type of year where they're ready to bounce back and prove people wrong, right? So I think
Can
they
you
have a
lower
good regular season.
the what you call it on the screen for the draft, like the board,
Oh, yeah.
the player picks,
Yeah, 1 second.
just so everybody could see where we're at.
That makes sense.
But yeah, I like that. I like the additions that the Chiefs have made from an explosion standpoint to help out a guy like Travis Kelsey, which, to believe it or not, he really doesn't need that much help,
Right.
but it helps him out as much as they brought in.
Yeah, I think everyone they're trying to bring in, people are like, "Oh, buy it on these guys." But Kelsey's still one of Mahomes' favorite targets. Before I make my pick, I want to go over Tom Harvey. He's in our league as well in the draft, and he's at the 112. He chose Derrick Henry, Drake London, George Kittle, Joe Burrow, Travion Henderson, Jameson Williams. Out of those guys, which one do you think has the highest upside in the redraft format, and which one right now, or do you think has the lowest upside in the redraft?
So what was it, Trey? I was looking at the draft board real quick. It was Travion Henderson. What else did you say?
Yeah, Jameson Williams, Joe Burrow, George Kittle, Drake London, Derrick Henry.
In redraft, I think it's Derrick Henry. Like, I think you can't really go wrong with that dude, right?
Yeah.
He's motivated this year. Apparently, Adam Sandler told him if he rushes for over 2,000 yards, he can be in the next movie that he's in.
There you go.
And a motivated Henry is what Triple H used to say, bad for business for everybody else.
Yeah,
So
for sure. No, I love that. Yeah, Henry, I also buy there for this year if you're in a dynasty. I mean, if you're trying to win now, a guy earlier, asked about the trade with the Olave and ETN for Kyron.
Mm-hmm.
Win now, I think, is Derrick Henry, and I think you could probably give up ETN and a second for him, or something like that. And I would do that if you're trying to win now, and that way you still have Olave there as well.
So this one feels pretty easy to me, but I want to get your thoughts on it because I feel like he's been like this is late for him, in my opinion. And I've kind of seen him fall in dynasty as well. TJ Hawkinson. Like, I'm not the biggest JJ McCarthy fan. I've been anti JJ for a while now, but if anyone's going to be a safety blanket for a semi-rookie quarterback, it's going to be the tight end position. And we're talking, this is a year 1.5 of him coming off that ACL injury, or what was it, ACL, man? If I'm not mistaken.
I do believe.
So that should be a good bounce back for him. So I really like TJ Hawkinson for both formats, especially in redraft. I'm really pissed about the Aaron Jones pick, by the way. Team 4 auto pick, you bastard. Like, if you're the robot that picked that, I hate you with every fiber of my being.
Hey, I will see. Mike's the one talking about this AI thing, not me. If AI comes, Mike's the one saying he hates you Team 4.
Listen, I really think Aaron Jones is still the guy to have in that running back room. I was looking at it the other day. We're talking about PPR, right? Half PPR for a running back.
Yeah.
Jordan Mason had like 11 receptions in 13 games last year.
Get 30 seconds on the clock. Just
I got this. I got this, as George Lopez would say. But I'm going to take a my guy here, and I'm just putting my stamp on him.
Oh, dude,
fiber of my being.
Hey, I'm with you on Aaron Jones, though. I absolutely love him. I think he silently rushed for or had a overall yardage total of over 1,500 yards silently. People aren't talking about that.
He's always the silent assassin, though.
Yeah.
It's like nobody cares about Aaron Jones, but he's just like super productive.
And people want to hype up, Jordan Mason joining the team. That's irrelevant. Aaron Jones is the guy. He's someone that can be healthy and has been healthy. You can buy him on the low if you need running back depth. Go try to get him because you can probably get him lower than you can get some of these other top tier running backs as well. You took your guy at Rumble Dunjay. I'm taking my guy at Calvin Ridley. I think Calvin Ridley's.
Oh yeah, you know what? That's an interesting one. I like that a lot. I wouldn't go back and redo my pick, but I like that pick a lot.
Well, I picked him last, but the last
you did?
one, yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Then I can't go back and redo my pick. You already took it.
Cannot. It's gone. But I'll take another one on my guys. Like I said, we're in redraft thoughts, right? So Stephon Diggs, let's go ahead and take and get the vets there. Diggs is running. He's on part or play week 1. If he's healthy, playing, he's the wide receiver 1 for New England, I do believe. So
Rich is somewhere clapping for you right now because this has been one of his big opportunities. And I'm not super against it either, right? So I like this pick. He is the wide receiver 1 in that room as of right now. Obviously, things could change. And they
right.
have had some connection from what I've read, him and
Yep.
Drake May. So it'll be interesting to see.
100%. He's gonna be a nice
Khalil
addition to
Shakir.
the
I
team.
love that. I love that Khalil Shakir pick. I just think we want to talk about a guy who just gets undervalued every single year, and he's just like a 10 and a half, 14-point guy per year in PPR formats. Khalil Shakir is that dude.
So
I accept no Khalil Shakir slander ever.
bringing it back to Khalil Shakir, Tom, I want to ask you a question if you are watching because you just picked Jordan Mason. Do you think Jordan Mason plays a big impact on Aaron Jones's productivity this year? Back to Khalil Shakir, make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel so you can check out the Dynasty Dogs show. They have that show every week. This past week, they had an interesting discussion of Khalil Shakir and just his opportunities in Buffalo. Do you want to kind of go over that a little bit? Just
Man,
what does the impact of
I was fighting for my life that whole episode when it came to the Buffalo Bills wide receivers, when it came to Josh Palmer versus Khalil Shakir versus Keon Coleman it was basically everybody versus me. It didn't even really matter.
Talk to us about why Shakir is the guy you want as far as the wide receivers in that Buffalo offense.
He is the safest player in that offense, besides Josh Allen. Like the safety blanket for Josh Allen has always been Khalil Shakir. If you go back to playoff games, Khalil Shakir is usually the guy that Josh Allen finds. He's just a very simple PPR asset that people just continuously overlook, and I never understand it. I'm on the clock here.
He's not Diggs or what Diggs was, but I think the way they utilize him is what they need for that offense because Coleman hasn't stepped up into a stretch type of guy. Khalil Shakir can win in the middle of the field. He can also win on your go routes. He is someone that has some playmaking ability in the open field as well. Josh Palmer, I do love, but Josh Palmer isn't that best in the open field as well. And he's just more of a possession type of wide receiver. So Josh Allen's not hyper targeting him, which I don't see him doing. Then he's not necessarily going to be as productive as there as well. Tom Harvey did answer the question. I think it'll be a split carry situation like Detroit has been. Okay, that's fair. So Aaron Jones kind of in that Gibbs role where makes him becomes that Monty. I like that. I'm not mad at that.
I'm on the clock here. I feel like my dynasty mind is affecting this right now.
Yeah, it's hard.
It is. But you know what? I'm going to wait. I'm going to do it on the next pick. I'm going to go with I'll wait because I know he's going to come back to me just because. I'm going to take Zach Charbonnet here. Again, another guy who's had trouble staying healthy is Kenneth Walker, right? Yeah. And I think you took him earlier in this, yes, right? Sir. If I'm not mistaken. So I call him Mr. Oblique Outlook because it's always an oblique injury for him. Sure. I'm just a little concerned about him. Again, he's the big play guy, but when Zach Charbonnet gets the opportunities to play, he's usually a standout guy. But again, he's my running back 4 with 3 guys that I feel comfortable starting. So again, I'm pretty good taking a handcuff there. Now, here's where my dynasty mind comes in. But if you're reading all of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers reports out of camp, is that Emeka Egbuka is that dude, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. He has been taking over for Chris Godwin, who's been unhealthy. Not unhealthy, that's not the right word. Injured. He's not eating cheeseburgers on the sidelines. He's banged up. I have been in the realm of thinking that Chris Godwin has been a decent buy, but the more and more I'm reading about this injury, it might be a slower start from him than I'm hoping for, right? Mm-hmm. So I think Emeka Egbuka is the wide receiver 2 in that offense to start the season off. So again, I think Emeka, I could have probably waited another round maybe, but I wanted to make sure I got the chance to speak about him because everything you're hearing about Emeka it's been super positive. He's been, Mike Evans is ranting and raving. And if Mike Evans is talking about a rookie wide receiver, I'm for sure paying attention.
Our guy, Mad Dog, agrees with Tommy. He says spent capital and gave him real money when it comes to Jordan Mason going to Minnesota. Ibuka is nice. I do like Ibuka, especially on the dynasty buy. I still like Jalen McMillan. I think that's an opportunity there as well. With all the hype around Ibuka, you could probably get McMillan on a lower value, if you will, especially in dynasty. He is still on the board here. But speaking of guys that can run in the slot like Ibuka, I'm gonna go ahead and take the Colts wide receiver here in Josh Downs because I think regardless of who's the quarterback there, he's gonna be someone that sees some targets. And it's not gonna be Pittman. I don't necessarily see Adonai Mitchell stepping up and taking that year 2 leap. So I think Downs could be someone big, and obviously have Tyler Warren, but I'm not necessarily gonna take Tyler Warren at this time either.
For sure. Now, let me ask you this question: Team 11, the Ghost Team 11. Who would you rather have for redraft purposes, Emeka or Matthew Golden?
Emeka, I don't want anything to do with if I'm taking a shot on Green Bay's wide receivers, I'm taking Romeo Dubs. And that's just because it's a late shot.
What's that Dave Chappelle? Yeah! Like, I fucking fully agree with you on that one. I think Romeo is not just that's just yeah! I just was thinking about that. I don't know why. That's 100% the right answer.
I mean, because Dubs, you could basically get him undrafted if you're doing it in these redraft leagues, or you could get him for like a 4th round pick because of them taking these wide receivers and Jalen Reed and Matthew Golden. I don't want anything to do with it. Jordan Love, he should be airing it out, right? Tucker Kraft, Golden. You talk about all the wide receivers they have. But if I'm buying anyone, it's gonna be Josh Jacobs. I mean, he's just the guy there. And then you go out there and get Marshawn Lloyd if you need a cuff too. But yeah, I'm not. Golden. Historically, when these 4-3 wide receivers come in and just take the combine by storm, they just don't transition well in the NFL.
That's a fair argument. Fair. I agree with you with Romeo Doubs. If you just look at last year, look at what's happening right now, the Green Bay Packers run a lot of 2 wide receiver sets. Obviously, that could change. But Doubs has usually been that dude out there. So that's what you want to continue seeing.
We'll go ahead and take McMillan there.
Let me see here. What do we got? I put my flag plan on him. I'm going to do it again. Keon Coleman. And I'm going to be right back on the clock anyway. So I got to stick here. I keep forgetting how quickly that happened.
Keon Coleman. Nice. Love it. Player pick. I thought about him too.
Let me see. How do I feel? How are we looking here? Oh, you mean the running back one in Jacksonville still sitting there? Tank Bigsby. I don't know what I'm doing, just watching that one pass me by.
Tank Bigsby get a lot of nice camp hype as well, preseason hype.
Would it shock you if I told you that I have a Tank Bigsby jersey from his rookie season in Jacksonville?
No, I'm pretty sure you were one of the Tank Bigsby stands.
Yeah, I'll put it on next time I do a live show. I'll wear my Tank Bigsby jersey. I have it. I just got to find it. I don't know what I did with it. I think I got so mad after his rookie season. I hid it somewhere. But I want to talk about Keon Coleman again. I talked about him poetically on the last episode. That everything, again, training camp information is great. It's fun. But I just like a lot of what I'm reading in regards to Keon Coleman and his offseason, rookie season, and going back to his college days. He wasn't the best separator. He started to have a nice 4-game stretch before he got hurt. He ended up missing 4 or 5 games. And then, when a rookie misses weeks, it kind of is hard for them to bounce back, right? Because you're adjusting to the NFL grind, and then you get hurt. And then you got to try to bounce back from that. But everything you're reading this offseason for him is that he's getting better separation. He's making plays. He's been Josh Allen's target. Josh Allen talks about him, that he's beating people on the outside one-on-one. You have 3 seconds. You might want to make a pick here.
Shit. Dude. No. Oh, well. My bad. Thanks. I was listening to you. John Ford was on the queue, so I'll go ahead and take it.
Yeah, I mean, that's not really the worst, obviously, right? Because we don't know. We just talked about what Cleveland's going to look like from a running game perspective. We don't know if it's going to be Dylan Sampson or Jerome Ford. And, we're still, a month and a couple days away from the actual NFL games mattering. So,
exactly.
these drafts almost mean nothing until we get a little closer, right? I never recommend doing an actual draft this early.
Redraft for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Dynasty, we started doing them in January.
Oh yeah, I've been a degenerate for like a fucking month. Yeah, but yeah, I'm talking about redraft purposes.
Yeah.
Never do a draft this early because so much can change, so many injuries can happen. It's just scary hours.
I will say I was gonna take Kyle Pitts there because I wanted that backup tight end, and actually I do need a backup tight end. So we're gonna go ahead and take. Let's go ahead and do Hunter Henry. Just make sure I don't miss the clock there. We'll take Hunter Henry there. We were talking about him. He could be a top, target for Drake May in New England as well. Speaking of Jerome Ford, he could be the guy. Dylan Sampson, I think, is someone you could buy later too, possibly on waivers when it comes to redraft, especially if it's 14 roster spots like we have here. Obviously, the deeper you go, because it's a shorter draft, I know people are going to be on the waivers. The deeper the drafts are, though, it's like, okay, I would take some guys higher than what I necessarily am taking here. Like I would have taken Hunter Henry right here. I would have taken like a Dylan Sampson and have that cuff or something like that as well.
We are in the deep end of the pool right now.
Yeah.
This is tough. I don't feel super confident about anybody right now. I almost want to take a backup quarterback because I haven't. But
I just put
quarterback. I'm not. Yeah, with one quarterback, I'm not super worried about it.
That is something just to speak on my state. If you're playing in single quarterback leagues, don't put those. You have Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts. Even yes, they are top quarterbacks, but with single quarterbacks, you could get a nice quarterback in the 8th, 9th, 10th round, so you can push those back and get some depth at your positions as well. Just keep that in mind. And single quarterback, there are going to be some on the waivers. Cedric Tillman, like it.
I love Cedric Tillman.
So
I really I've been really putting my stamp that if Joe Flacco is the guy, Cedric Tillman is the guy in that offense to have. Because that's the kind of wide receiver he's been targeting as he gets older, the big body X wide receivers. So I'm really high on Cedric Tillman. He's just got to stay healthy is the biggest thing. My next pick here, I'm going to go with Sweet Baby Ray. Ray Davis.
Ray. There you go.
Yeah. I love Ray Davis. I've been a big Ray Davis guy. With this James Cook stuff going on right now, we don't really know what to expect from him. He wants to get paid. After 18 touchdowns last year, he probably deserves to be paid. It's just, will the Bills pay him what he wants? Who knows?
Right. Davis, James Cook, it is nice that he's on that, but Ray Davis, I think, should be getting a lot of more reps, and you should be watching out for him as well.
For sure.
I have my pick lined up, so I will take that here in a sec. But I'll let the clock run just so we can chat. I did do a trade because you said you were high on Tillman. In my 16-team league, I did trade Justin Jefferson and Jerry Jeudy for Rasheed Rice, Marvin Harrison Jr., and DJ Moore. This was a dynasty league as well. A lot of people disagreed with that trade. They said I was getting too little for Jets.
I think you're missing something in there.
That's what someone would say, maybe a pick or even get another wide receiver there.
It was Marv,
Rasheed Rice,
and Rasheed Rice.
Yeah.
And you gave up Jeudy and Jets.
Yes, sir.
There's something missing in there, but it's not like astronomical, especially if Marvin Harrison hits the ceiling that we're hoping for, right?
Right.
But I think maybe a little too low right now, but it could end up just being fine.
It's kind of along the lines of one of the guys in the league said it was too. He was like, he had DK. He's like, he should have got that in like a second.
I think
Jets.
Good.
No, I say Jets price is a little hard to value in the sense that we still value him as a wide receiver one, which is great. But I do know, is he going to be that for the next 3 years? I think Marvin Harrison could potentially get there, especially if he takes that leap.
That's what we've been projecting we've been projecting that this whole time, right?
Right.
Is that Marv hits that spot.
We know Rasheed Rice, when he's on the field, him and Patrick Mahomes have a connection. I do have Mahomes in that league. And then DJ Moore, I think he's one of the more consistent, undervalued, best wide receivers in the league. Like, he's consistently doing great, even with bad quarterback play. Well, DJ looks nice. They brought in Burden. They have Loveland, but I think you can get some big upside from DJ Moore as well.
For sure. For sure.
Big thing was trade away Judy. I did put in Judy instead of Josh Downs in that trade.
Really? Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, I could see that. That's fine.
Judy has a lot of value, but you take away that 235-yard game, and that's a big
True.
part. You know,
True.
Jameis Winston isn't there. He's not going to be targeted like that. Final pick of the draft here.
For you.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, I'll take my backup quarterback here with the last pick. Because it's a quarterback I believe in, especially from a passing game perspective. We're going to go with Michael Penix as the last pick in the draft for me. I didn't take a quarterback for what? After Lamar. Actually, believe it or not, say, for instance, if I would have went anybody else other than Lamar, having Michael Penix as my starting quarterback really doesn't feel that bad, to be honest with you, just because the amount of times I think he's going to throw the football. Did I lose you?
No, sorry. Just find something. Penix, no, I think that's a great one. I think Penix's opportunity there. He's talked about Kyle Pitts. You know, I think he has a good wide receiver. Drake London, Darnell Mooney looks nice.
Good.
Obviously, Bijan. So he does have
up
options
those
around
numbers.
him. Yeah,
Need to up those numbers up for Drake London.
You know, and there's some big value in there. Thing is, will Penix be able to stay healthy? Right? Is that could be a big thing for him if he can.
I will tell you, Fergie said it. That London breakdown is going down. Whatever Fergie said in that song. So I think she predicted it several years ago. So
for him
that
to
go
do
over your
good.
head a little bit.
For Fergie, you were talking about Penix?
No, London.
Oh, London. The London Bridge falling down?
Yeah,
Is that your
London
reference?
breaks. Come on, that's
Okay.
I
had
it was a
to
corny
think
joke,
about
but
it.
I had to make it.
I had to think about it for a second, and I was like,
Yeah.
that London Bridge is falling down, right? That's
The London breakdown is going down.
there you go.
Breakout.
I think there is value there. I think at this cost, you might want to try to sell him for the value he's at, though.
Who?
So Penix, London.
Oh, nah.
You think
I'm
keep
all
him?
in. Yeah, I'm going all in. I think this is a guy that could jump into the upper echelon of wide receivers this year. Did you see how much he was targeted last year with Michael Penix? We've been waiting for the Drake London breakout to come out, but he's been playing with guys like, you know, Desmond Ritter, the corpse of Kirk Cousins on one ankle. I really think that this is the breakout we've wanted from Garrett Wilson for several years, is what Drake London gave us last year. So I'm excited for that.
Speaking of Kirk Cousins, his value is probably next to none. Would you buy him in Dynasty in the Superflex?
Nah.
Not even worth the 4th round pick or anything? You think he's just done?
And just hope he goes to another team, you think?
Yeah.
For a 4th or like a late 3rd, maybe. If I'm like, if I'm quarterback needy, like if I have 2 quarterbacks that I feel confident about and I need a 3rd quarterback that maybe not could end up being a starter at some point, probably. That's not a bad move, but I'm not super sure he ends up being a starter this year.
Fair. I like it. Let's go through the draft board here.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to us about your picks. Do you like your team?
Yes and no. I feel like it's a young team. I feel like
Dynasty habits gone away.
A little bit. I mean, I've got one of the top 2 quarterback scorers, right? Projecting wise, I've got one of the top 2 projected running backs. I have a guy in Garrett Wilson that we're all kind of expecting to be, making
a big jump, especially with the Fields in there.
Yeah, for sure. So I feel confident about those 3, and then James Conner is just like the solid as they come. So I feel good about my 4 four like main guys, right? So that's not the worst thing in the world. And then my bench depth, with Emeka, Coleman, Tillman, I feel pretty good about. If they could give me some good, decent weeks.
Yeah, I think you have solid depth. And we said dynasty, but I mean, I think Ibuka has a role this year, right?
for sure.
I don't think that's a bad pick. Coleman has a role this year. Tillman used to be healthy. Davis has, your guys have roles this year, so it's not really dynasty mindset. You got younger guys that have a role there. So I do enjoy that.
Let's take a look at your team here.
Tight end with Hawkinson. We may have to hit the waivers if something happens. There for him, and seeing how the offense runs with McCarthy with the Addison there. They brought in your guy Ty Felton as well, and then obviously Jets. Aaron Jones, all pass catching people. So Hawkinson, you may need to be watching out for him, but obviously he's going to be someone that JJM does go in there and try to get as well. My team, Gibbs and McCaffrey, and Walker, I think that the upside being pass catching back, so that could definitely help them there as well. If Harrison takes that leap, I enjoy that. Kelsey, as we mentioned, is very safety net is. I feel that Kelsey, Ridley, Diggs are all safety nets for me. I think they're just.
I'm looking at your team, and I like it, especially at that 8th round value on Kyler. Feels about right. We're expecting the Marvin Harrison breakout to happen. That doesn't really happen without Kyler doing something.
Right.
And then Kyler, you would imagine, will give you over 500 yards rushing.
Right.
So that's a great pick. Calvin Ridley, everything you're seeing and hearing out of camp with him and Cam Ward just like hyping each other up. So I'm in on that as well. And you have Cam Ward down there who, rookie quarterbacks, especially with the amount of, I think they're going to have to throw the football to stay somewhat relevant in games. I think Cam Ward could be just put up spike weeks as a quarterback. And then again, you mentioned Travis Kelce. It's just the guy at the tight end position. Yeah.
I mean, Hunter Henry's the Temu version of Travis Kelce. He's just a consistent tight end for you, right? So you do the same things or just be an end zone hog there. I agree with you. Cam Ward, I think, is going to air it out and just have a big season. That as well. And, Ridley's going to be the benefactor of that. Let's go over to the 12th pick. That's our guy, Tom Harvey, joining in. He chose Derrick Henry, Jake London, George Kittle.
Is there any relation to RJ Harvey?
Tommy, is there any correlation to RJ Harvey? If so, please tell him that we are stands with him and we think he's going to have a great season. And we are in on him over J.K. Dobbins. I don't think so, though. But there could be. I don't know. Distant cousins, maybe. Travion Harrison, Jameson Williams, Khalil Shakir, Jordan Mason, Juwan Jennings. Absolutely love that pick. I think that's going to be a solid one for him.
I don't know, man. Juwan, he was a nice story last year, right? They didn't really have much, and it doesn't look like they're going to have much again this year. So he could put up another decent season. I don't know. Something doesn't really.
Well, Ike's on the pup list, isn't he?
Who's that?
Ike's on the pup list, isn't he?
Yeah. So it's going to be, it's going to be him and Pearsall and Kittle, but it's Kittle no matter what to me,
right?
And that he's got Kittle also. So
yeah.
Let's see. I really like his 2 running backs. Obviously, his quarterback and Joe Burrow is a guy who's going to, be without even rushing at least top 7, right? Just because of passing numbers. Drake London, I just waxed poetically about how I think he's going to take that next step. If Ramondre Stevenson continues to put the football on the ground, Travion Henderson should pick it up. So I like that pick in the 5th round. And again, I've talked about Khalil Shakir just being a safety blanket, wide receiver 3, flex option, and he's got him in his flex right now. So I like Khalil Shakir a lot there too.
I like his last 3 picks because we talk about sleepers, guys that could see plenty of opportunity by midseason or at least be consistent. You have Dylan Sampson. We know what's happening with Judkins. Ford, a little banged up as well. Dylan Sampson could end up being the RB1 of Cleveland. So that's a great pick at pick 12. Adam Thielen. Yeah, I know they brought in Chet, but guess what? Who is Mr. Consistent past 30? Adam Thielen. Hunter Renfro's not in the league anymore.
No, he's on the Panthers.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
they've got the retirement home for old white wide receivers there. Carolina.
They still go get what was his name?
Julian Edelman or Wes Welker or
Green Bay. Not
Jordy
Jordan
Nelson.
Nelson. I want to say Jordan Tyson, but that's I know that's
That'd
Jordy Nelson.
be mine to
Yeah.
sneaking up on you again.
Tyson for sure. No, excuse me. Just lost his name again.
Jordy Nelson.
Jordy. I'm thinking Jordan and Tyson and Jordy, so now Jordy Nelson. But Adam Thielen, I think, could be that, safety blanket for not Kyler Murray, Bryce Young. One say Underwood.
Bryce
Bryce Young.
off.
I need to get it off. Bryce Young, so that could be it. And Roshan as well. We talk about a new regime going into Chicago. If it's not DeAndre Swift, maybe it could be Roshan. I know Kyle Monagany is out there as well, but Roshan Johnson could have a big role as well. So nice sleepers, and gotta shout out CJ Stroud, Houston Texans. I think that's
Tyler
a good
Ward
pick as well.
I like that pick in the 10th round.
Yeah, he has some good deep value there, I feel like. If we're looking at the draft board, who do you think has the best chances in winning overall? Just looking at it.
I'm trying to looking at that on your phone. It only kind of gives you like half the screen, so I gotta scroll all the way over. I want to say me, right? Because I want to win this big money against these robot people.
4 has a challenging team to you. I like 4's team compared to.
I was just looking at 3. I'm about to get to 4 now. Yeah, I could see that. Jared Goff. Oh, I kind of like Team 5 with Jaden Daniels, Puka Nacua, T. Higgins, Evan Ingram, Devontae Smith, Jonathan Taylor, like Chris Godwin as a good hopeful. Maybe he's healthy at the beginning of the season. Maybe it's the middle of the season. I like this team a lot in Team 5. You have a certified stud in Puka Nacua. Yes, Devontae Adams is going to take away some targets. But, we want to talk about Cooper Kupp being irrelevant. But Cooper Kupp was still getting heavily targeted in that offense last year. So it's you're still going to get Puka being Puka this year, in my opinion. And Evan Ingram, to me, is just a great value pick. I think they're going to use him a lot this year. He's been a guy I've been targeting a lot.
Fair. I like everything. I like that one. Team 5 definitely looks like they could be a crazy run as well, especially if Olave stays healthy, Godwin comes back and does his thing. Top 3 wide receivers are talented. Javonte Williams getting the early hype in Dallas camp as well. Caleb Williams, a backup. Jaden Daniels, that's nice. Burden could be a big play as well. Jaden Blue, Williams goes down. Jaden Blue's there. Correndo, if CFC goes down, he could be there. So solid picks there for their Team 5. I'm looking at Team 9.
I'm just looking at that. Bully ball wide receiver with Lamb, AJ Brown, and Mike Evans.
All guys that could be in the top 10 by the end of the season.
Yep, for sure.
And then you have Amari Hampton, where if he gets to work, he could be one of the top running backs. Then you have Patrick Mahomes, who his values decreased, but yet he's someone that's consistent. He's not the sexiest type of top quarterback you want, but he's definitely someone that is consistent for you. Jalen Waddle, if Chu is healthy, Waddle should have a great season as well.
He's got to stay healthy too.
That's true. He definitely does. And Brian Robinson, the forgotten, right? I mean, who did they bring in really? If Cherry's not there, Debo's got to be the wide receiver.
What was it? Ja'Cory Merritt? What the hell is it? How do you say?
Jaworski Merritt?
Yeah. Merritt. Yeah. He's getting a lot of buzz right now. So, and then they've got Austin, I Love Fantasy Football, Eckler on that team as well. But I think Brian Robinson gets the short yardage stuff and the early work out the gate because he is just that grinder running back. So I don't mind that pick. I just want you to you tried to get me agitated a few weeks ago with this Deebo Samuel conversation. So I'm going to give you the floor to tell me why you think Deebo's worth it.
Right now with the trade talks with Terry McLaurin, I think his value may go up a little bit. Just because McLaurin, we don't know what's going to happen with there. Deebo isn't McLaurin by any means, but Deebo has been unhealthy, and he plays a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage, so I think will benefit Jane Daniels. Doesn't have to take those deep shots as much anymore.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I agree with what you're saying there, but Jaden Daniels, one of his best strengths is that deep ball. Like he's always been a really solid deep ball passer, and I think that's something people overlooked coming out of college was like he was on the money with guys like Brian Thomas and Malik Neighbors in college. And then we saw it this past year with Terry McLaurin. He was just dropping them in a bucket. I don't know about Debo, man. He looks a little slower from some of the things I've seen. Again, who knows how fast he's going right now in training camp. He's an older vet. He doesn't really need to go through the motions at this point.
Right.
I don't know. Something doesn't pass the smell test for me there with Debo.
That's fair. That's 100% fair. So with that, say McLaurin gets traded.
Oh man, they would be fools to do that.
I'll even, if you think of hypothetical trades, I can't think of one off the top. But say he gets traded, and so does that?
He goes to New England.
Okay, say he goes to New England for Jalen Polk and like a third round pick, because they're not gonna value him as a first or second round, right?
No, probably not at this point. Yeah.
Or so Jalen Polk in that. Now, does that mean Jaden Daniels has a sophomore slump?
It's hard to say that with the rushing upside that he has, right? It's different from like a CJ Stroud where you really just have to depend on the arm talent for Jaden Daniels. I think Jaden Daniels has the arm talent and the legs to still keep him afloat for fantasy, especially with like I want him to go away, but Zach Ertz has just been the safety blanket for every quarterback he's been a part of. Maybe Debo is another safety blanket. And then they drafted Luke McCaffrey, the second or third round last year. I don't think he's much of anything. So it's going to be an interesting team. I just think Jaden will be able to keep you afloat fantasy-wise just because of the rushing aspect.
Right. Fair.
At worst, if Terry's not there. But if Terry goes to New England, buckle up.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I mean, him and Diggs. I mean, they could trade him for Diggs maybe, but I know New England paid Diggs, so I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. I mean, if Dallas never got George Pickens, I would say Parsons for McLaurin potentially.
Yeah, but they're not doing an inter division trade like that.
That's true. That's
why I really want Parsons to be an Eagle, but I know for fucking sure that ain't happening.
Eagles know how to work magic, though. So if it is going to be interdivision, Eagles are going to be the one. Eagles aren't afraid to give a draft capital either, I don't feel like.
Howie Roseman.
Yeah, exactly. So, he can make sure those big plays happen, those big moves happen as well. No, it'll be interesting. The preseason is upon us. Next week, we already have one game in here. Next week, we got some big ones coming in as well. I'm excited to see these rookies, man. I think these rookies are going to show out, new faces on new teams as well, seeing what they're doing. Cam Ward, I hope he gets some reps. I think
he will for sure. Like, I don't even think he'll let Callahan not put him out there. Like, just from the worth. I want you to just say, again, just so we have it here, you think J.J. McCarthy is going to be a better quarterback than Cam Ward?
No.
You said that before? Yeah. Did you? I don't remember. Maybe.
Well, I did say I don't think anyone in here is a franchise quarterback in this draft class.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe I'm confusing you with somebody else in the FFU who thinks JJ's that guy. His name begins with J as well.
JJ has that talent there, right? So it's hard to argue that, but Cam Ward, man, I just think he's gonna have a good season. I really am high on Calvin Ridley. Last year was a big season for him.
He's got everything you want in a franchise quarterback, from the mentality to the arm talent.
Yeah, if anyone's gonna be the franchise, it has to be the number one pick, right? Mm-hmm. So, I do like that. That a big reason why I was okay selling, Justin Jefferson is because JJ McCarthy.
Okay, yeah, you're a little concerned there.
Yeah, I just don't. It's a system. The system works. We saw it with Sam Darnold. I get it. We saw it with Kirk Cousins. I get it. JJ McCarthy, he's up in there. How could you be higher on someone we don't have as much tape on with someone that we have 5 seasons of college tape on as well, like full seasons of him as well, to go out there and play at different programs. So you see his developmental history and his ability to learn different styles as well. He's going to go in there and do well. He's a leader. the offense isn't necessarily built around him. JJ may have better stat box numbers at first, but then you look at Cam and you're gonna be like, okay, but there's potential here, and you're gonna see that grow throughout the season. Especially if they start losing, Cam's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, and I think he's gonna start rifling it.
Right, he's gonna be like, we're just not gonna run it anymore. That's just the bottom line. We're just gonna have a really silent career DK. He's gonna be like, yo, we gotta get Restrepo in the game because he knows what to do, So, would love to see all that there as well. But fun things to come. Mike, any last words before we sign out here for today?
No, just remember with Camp Hype, obviously we talked about a lot here when it comes to Camp Hype. Take all of it with a grain of salt, right? Like, obviously read the tea leaves. If you start to see a lot of consistent things, like, that's positive. Don't buy into the stat stuff, really, where it's like, oh, he completed 10 out of 13 passes or blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Like, don't really buy into that. But at the end of the day, remember to have fun with it, right? Mm-hmm. We play this game for fun. We talk about this game for fun. Obviously, we're trying to win real money. But just remember to have fun with all this.
Yeah. And it's a good time, part of the season. Football's finally back, not just on Sundays, on Thursdays and Monday nights as well. Red Zone, excited to get that back on the screen.
They just made a deal with ESPN.
Yeah. I don't know if it takes place this season though. It could.
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't really read. I just saw it right when I was at the gym. I didn't really read into it.
Yeah, ESPN is getting Red Zone, so we'll see what happens with that. Still to be a great. Scott Henson does fantastic over there. Make sure you are subscribing to the FFU. We got weekly shows from Dynasty Dogs with Mike and Rich, from Adjusted Ranks with Jeremy, from the Devi Planet with myself and Spencer, Jesse hopping in there one show wall. Plus, we're gonna have start sit shows every Sunday morning for y'all, answer all your start sit questions. Devi Game Days, talk about college football every Saturday morning as well. We have a lot of great things coming here, so make sure you are subscribed to it as well, just so you can join in. And don't forget, if you are looking to just draft really quickly, quick 10-minute draft, go join Fast Draft today. Use promo code FFU for 100% first time deposit match up to $25. Very good. As I mentioned, the longest draft I took was 10.5 minutes, but it's very quick go. You just put it in, you have your rosters, and then you have opportunity to win money. $1, $5, even some $20 leagues to win some big money by end of the season. It is best ball, so go have fun there as well. Just enjoy the time there, and yeah, join the FFU today for everyone. Go ahead.
Don't forget the Discord
too, plug that in as well. Don't forget to join our Discord if you're interested. Go DM at Dynasty Dog Mike, at the Devi Planet, or even at the FFU Universe to join our Discord today. We have great content in there. You can follow C2C format, mock drafts, promotion for your own channels as well, or even just learn what's going on in Devi Planet, Dynasty Dogs, or Adjusted Ranks. What's to come? A lot of content in the Discord as well. We have great experts from all around joining it and talking ball. So if you need help along your leagues on how to win or how to make certain trades, go ask that advice. We're all there. We're not giving you hot takes necessarily in there. We're talking about, hey, this is what we would do with this type of format as well. Great community to be a part of the FFU. But for everybody, I'm SC Romero. That's Mike Anthony of the Dynasty Dogs. Until next time, the FFU is signing off. Peace.
FFU. FFU.